I got nothing. What is up? What is going on, everybody? Welcome back and welcome into the Seattle Mariners post-game recap. Mariners dropped this one today 2-1 to the Astros in 12 innings, or was it 11? It was in 12. They fall to 4-8 on the season. They will go for their first series win of the season tomorrow behind the Pebble. Yay. Hope you're all having a great Tuesday night. As always, do me a favor. If you can hit the like button, get it if you don't have the energy to do it tonight. Comment your thoughts down below. Try and keep it somewhat civil. You know, we're just all fans. We're not the enemies here. And then don't forget to subscribe if you're new or lurking. Appreciate all the support you guys give as always. I've been able to find some silver linings in pretty much every loss so far this year. I haven't, there's been super frustrating games. The Giants series in general was super frustrating, but I've been able to find some like silver linings or things that just don't bother me all that much. Like that 10-9 loss to the Giants stunk. You'd want to win it, but like George Kirby's going to be back, hopefully. So like I can understand why Luis F. Castillo and Emerson Hancock struggle a little bit. They shouldn't be people that are playing a lot more for your team this year. So, okay, like I can kind of stomach how that happened and why that happened. Losses like tonight show where the flaws on this roster truly are. And it's not that we didn't know it coming into the season that this roster did have flaws, but man, in a game like this, they get so exposed with it. An atrocious offensive performance. 19 strikeouts, was it? 19 strikeouts? Yep, 19 strikeouts. What were they? 1 for 22 with runners in scoring position. Mariner Service texted me, and they're 11 for 91 this season with runners in scoring position. I think it might even be worse. And like Polanco's 5 for 8. So the rest of the team is 6 for 83 with runners in scoring position. This roster construction is so weird too. Like Miles Mastroboni pinched hit in the 12th inning, and I went, yeah, that makes sense. Like that shouldn't be what's happening. He should be a pinch runner for somebody. I'm not blaming Dan for pinch hitting him there, but like this roster is just, you've got like 5 guys that can't play the field, it feels like. I know there's been injuries, but that's part of what you went into the season with, right? You took a shot on some guys that do have injury history. You've got an infield defense that has, it feels like noodle arms all across the infield. Everything hit to third base is just makes you go, are they even going to get the throw to first base? We saw, you watched the series against the Giants, you saw Matt Chapman make plays, and that dude's just lightly tossing it across and no problem. Boom, right middle of the first baseman's glove. Every throw we make from third base feels like it's got to be put on an Uber and brought over to the first baseman. It's just, and now they're 4-8. Like, so they've dug themselves a hole with a roster that looks mediocre. Pitching was fantastic. They didn't allow an earned run. They lost a game where they did not give up an earned run. Because the infield defense, Dylan Moore makes another error. Listen, you should be winning the game regardless of that. And then just the extra innings kind of got you. I thought Jesse Hahn was fine in the 11th and 12th. It was just, you shouldn't go 3 innings where you have a runner at second base free and not get a run. Just ridiculous. The at-bats are atrocious. Their approach at the plate doesn't seem to change when it's a situation where, and I'm not like a big small ball guy, but like they had chances where a sac fly would have been enough. No, they've got to, Randy's up there swinging for the downs. I think he walked in that at bat, but still, it's just Mitch Garver up, chance to win it, double play. Like the one time you'd rather have the strikeout, that's when they put the ball in play to ground into the double play. I mean, you've got Dom Canzone pinch hitting and having like the worst at bat I've ever seen against, I think it was Scott in the 7th inning. Then you've got him against Josh Hader, which, I mean, if you're a believer in higher powers, you got to pray for that at bat. I'm actually amazed Canzone saw 6 pitches in that at bat. I said yesterday I'd rather watch Dom Canzone than Rowdy Tellez. I might have to take that back one game into this. I think I'd rather watch Rowdy Tellez. I'm not trying to like just pick on Dom. Like, it's not like his fault necessarily, but then it's like, because of that, because I don't like, oh, then you've got this lineup is just right now without Victor Robles so susceptible against lefties. I mean, when Josh Hader came in, did he even break a sweat? I mean, that might have been the easiest 2 innings I've ever seen pitched in my life. Might have been the easiest 2 innings. Did anybody raise your hand if you thought there was hope of the Mariners getting a hit off Hader? I mean, we're fans, so we're sitting there going, hey, maybe somebody bloops one in. Maybe he throws a couple wild pitches or something. But I had zero faith that they were going to score off Hader. Maybe a little bit in the 10th inning with the runner on second. Maybe a couple ground balls, just fine holes, but zero faith. And they made Stephen Okert look just like Josh Hader in the 12th. Like, it shouldn't be that easy for these relief pitchers to come in when they face this team in extra innings. It should not be this easy. This team has now played 5 extra innings this season. They even scored. That's not true. They scored 1 run on a wild pitch. It was the other team uncorking a pitch that allowed them to score. They do not have a hit in extra innings this year. And they had the 10th and 11th inning in San Francisco and 3 innings tonight. And when you're a team that's, kind of maybe, on the cusp of, are you a playoff team or not? They're losing coin flip games. This is something the team was good at for a while, but they've regressed a little bit. In 21, they were amazing. They won all the close games. What they have, like a negative 70 run differential and still won 90 games. 22, they were still pretty good in those spots. Made the playoffs. 23, they were actually, I think, still pretty good. I think it regressed a little bit. And then the last couple of years, I don't have the data in front of me, but I feel like they've struggled in these type of games. And we're only 12 games in this year, but they're 0-2 in extra inning games. They've won some close games. I'm not trying to imply that they haven't pulled out a couple close ones. That, opening day and then the Scooble game and last night. But you'd like to at least be 500 in extra innings. And it's a shame too, because you felt like an extras, okay, got a good chance to pull this out. You got through the 10th and the 11th. And had they won this game, it would have been a series win. You would have, knocked the Astros back 2 games from the start of this series. Did I say it would have been a series win? I think I already said that. Their first time winning back-to-back games. And 5-7, like, okay, like it's not great. We didn't want 5-7 at the start of the year, but I think we all could have been like, okay, like maybe the Pebble can get the sweep tomorrow and, go to Texas or go into the series against Texas 6-7. Now you've got Luis F. Castillo, God bless him. I'm not picking on him or anything, but like going against Hunter Brown tomorrow. I don't have a lot of faith in that. Oh, and then you get Jacob deGrom on Friday. Oh, that should be fun. Again, I will reiterate that they make every pitcher look like Jacob deGrom, so it's can't hurt me anymore. Like it's like, Sonny Corleone getting whacked. Like it's only so many bullets that, can deliver the point home. Eventually it's not doing anything. So, that's, I don't have a lot of words. It's the same crap. It's the same stuff. And why would I think it would be different? Like, maybe shame on me, right? Like, I'm the problem. Listen, they're going to hit better with runners in scoring position than whatever they're hitting so far this year, 050. Like, I think a high school team would hit better than that in the majors. So, like, that will improve. But these count, like you're still racking up losses. You're still frustrating. And again, I will go back to something I've said in every game. This team does not have equity. They are not a team that deserves, or an organization, truthfully, that deserves the benefit of the doubt. And that does matter. If this team had won the World Series last year, even been to the World Series, I think we'd all be pretty calm. Like, it would be frustrating for us. 4-8 isn't good, but I don't think anybody would be like, jumping off yet. I think we go, it's long season. We've seen it. But this is a team that has just been short and then didn't do anything in the offseason. I know I'm repeating myself, but again, the team repeats itself every night. And then they're 4-8. Like, and I can give some optimistic stuff. Like I said, I think the runners in scoring position will improve. I think this was their worst offensive performance. I think they've had some, better performances offensively to start the year. The pitching looks good. The bullpen actually looks better than I thought. But, who wants to hear it? Like, fans are done. They've been doing it for years. Like, I don't blame any fan that's listening going, Jay, I don't care about any positive you can give me. And some people do. Some people want to hear. That's fine. I tend to be more glass half full just in general. But like, yeah, and usually when I go on rants like this, they win the next day. So, because they always like to make it a moot point for me, and do stuff like that. Or when I get excited about a win, they just drop down and lose the next day. So, be prepared for a win now because I'm frustrated tonight. But that'd be great. A series win, heck, I'll take it. And again, I do want to I'm not throwing in the towel, but man, this game just made this team, they look bad. Like, and I know some of you are going, yeah, no, you know what, Jay, we've been telling you that for all off season, and it's fine. I don't, you're probably right. But like, I've seen some good signs, but tonight this team just looked bad. I mean, everybody's swinging through fastballs. I mean, outside of the first inning, again, where Demo had a hard hit and Julio did as well, no good contact the rest of the way. I mean, Bliss had the double, which was nice. And I mean, even the single that Rayleigh got, I don't know how hard it was hit necessarily, but I mean, even that could have easily been a play Christian Walker made. Easily. They're doing good on the base paths. They're moving runners over, but just nobody is delivering with runners in scoring position. Nobody. Just terrible at bats. And I don't know if it's like a terrible approach or if it's, or what it is. I'm not a coach, but just awful. That extra innings was terrible. Just terrible. I'll give them the 9th and the 10th against Hader. That's a tough matchup. Not a lot of guys are going to do much against Hader. But even there, like, you could at least maybe make him sweat. I mean, maybe do something to at least, like, make him go, oh, I may have to make a big pitch here against a Mariners hitter. It was like Hader came in and was just, I mean, it would be like if he was pitching to some little league team, like, okay, this is cute. Like, oh, there you go. Yay, good job, guys. Like, that's what it looked like. That's what it looked like for truthfully most of the Astros pitchers tonight, to be perfectly honest, outside of, is it Tanner Scott? No, it's not Tanner Scott. It's Taylor Scott, right? That's the only one the Mariners seem to have some good luck against. But yeah, let's get into the box score. Then I'm going to get out of here. Luis M. Castillo. I'm so done with 2 Luis Castillos too. Just leave me one. If the Pebble struggles tomorrow, go away. Like, I'm tired of having to differentiate which Luis Castillo I'm talking about. The good Luis Castillo was good. 5 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks. Poor Luis F. Castillo. I'm ripping the guy. It's not his fault. 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs, no earned, 2 walks, 6 Ks. Thought he threw the ball well. Kind of similar to Logan, where the pitch count got up there a little bit. Just the Astros fouling some pitches off and some deep counts and everything like that. So, that kind of forced, prevented him from going 6. I do like that Dan sent him out there for the 6th inning, even at like 96, 97 pitches, something where Scott was usually pretty quick with those kind of hooks last year. So I do like Dan giving Luis a chance. And against Alvarez, I kind of get it. If you don't want to go Spire quite yet against Alvarez there in the 6th. And I trust Castillo more than the other relievers in that instance. So I thought that was a good call, and Castillo really threw the ball well. I know there were some concerns people had about maybe a little bit of a decline from Castillo, but he's looked great through 3 starts. So really good to see. And I'll give Castillo a lot of credit too, because he was subject to a lot of trade rumors, and I'm sure that's not easy going through all offseason, knowing your name's out there. But he's come back and been, fantastic for the Mariners so far. Bizzardo the bullpen was great. Like, the pitching staff didn't allow an earned run. Bizzardo looked really good. Got the double play against Walker and got a strikeout. I still will maintain I think Bizzardo can be a good reliever. Snyder was fine. It was the Dylan Moore error that allowed Diaz to get to second. Cam Smith hooked one down the line. I mean, it was hit well, but that should have been the only hit Snyder gave up in that 7th inning. So, he did his job in kind of his first high leverage spot. Gabe Spire was awesome. Maybe not quite as awesome. A couple of those fly balls were hit pretty deep, but he got through Alvarez. I think it was Paredes, Alvarez, I think Alvarez was first, but he got through the inning. Walker, I think, had a pretty deep fly ball. That was really the only one, but good job by Spire. Thought Carlos Vargas looked really good. Interesting, Dan going to Vargas in the 9th and saving Munoz for the 10th. Didn't mind it. He had the more bottom of the order coming up. clean inning. I didn't mind going to Vargas, and it kind of did work because Munoz then got you to the 10th and got you through that. Now, the downside to that is kind of what Aaron Goldsmith was talking about, where, Vargas gives up the run, then you bring in Hader, and then you lose the game. You don't even get Munoz in there. Now, looking back on it, that probably would have been better, would give you Munoz for tomorrow, but, is what it is. I thought Vargas threw the ball well. Touching 97, painted a strike there to strike out. I don't care, whoever it was to lead off the inning. I don't even care. But I thought Vargas looked solid. He's looked good. I have been impressed. I think we may have something with Carlos Vargas. So the Geno trade, while not good, getting a little value out of it. So take it. Munoz was Munoz in his 10th inning. Jesse Hahn, I thought, threw the ball well. 2 innings, 1 hit, 1 run. It wasn't earned. 3 walks, but 2 of those were intentional. In the 11th inning. Dylan Moore, as much as I got on for the first error, did make a fabulous play in the Brendan Rodgers double play to knock it down, step on the bag and then make a great throw across to first base in time to get Rodgers. That was a really nice play by Dylan Moore. But yeah, that was it. I thought Hahn threw the ball well. He's looked good. 96. He's got some movement. Commander's a little shaky there, almost hit Rodgers, which, wouldn't have changed the game, but like that was a little iffy there. But Hans looked pretty good. Pitching did its job. They didn't allow an earned run. The offense, I've recorded this video a couple times, so I don't know if I mentioned it. You've got so many guys that just can't play the field. It feels like. I mean, Tellez has looked fine at first base, but you've got Rowdy Tellez on this roster. Canzone, who's not a strong defensive player. Solano hasn't looked great at first base. You've got Garver. I know he's catching, but is kind of a DH. I don't know what's going on with Jorge Polanco. Did I talk about that already? I don't even know if I did or not. Polanco's bat has been great. But, can he really just not play again today? What is going on with the injury? I know they said something that it wasn't his knee, but it was his side or not. I'm talking about something it wasn't his knee. I forgot what Justin Hollander said it was. He couldn't pinch hit, or they said, and it might be worse when he's swinging right-handed or something. They were saying, but we can't keep doing this where he's playing one day and then needs 4 days off and then plays. You can't do it. Your roster is playing a man down. Could have used Polanco's bat the extra innings. And again, if he's hurt, he is hurt. I'm not a suck it up guy, but if it's going to be this way, you have to put him on the IL. You can't do this where he's playing once a week, DHing. Can't do it. They need him. They need his bat. They probably win this game with Polanco tonight because I feel like he would have come through in one of those extra inning at bats. Didn't think I'd be saying that this year, but it's where we're at. And Polanco goes in the L. My gosh, I'm so done with the infield defense. Just call up Ben Williamson. I don't care if he never gets a hit. At least it'll be nice to watch a major league third baseman playing over there. The offense may not be major league. I don't know, but and then your outfield is just so lefty heavy now. What did I've recorded this video a couple times. This one's a mess, but did I say this already that, I said yesterday I'd rather see Dom Canzone than Rowdy Tellez. I think I'm already changing that opinion. Canzone and Raley both don't work on this roster. Listen, there's nothing they can do with Victor Robles' injury. It looks like he's going to be out about 12 weeks. That stings. That's not Jerry's fault or ownership's fault or Dan's fault. And I get the options aren't great, but you may have to go trade for a guy. Text with Mariner, sir. He mentioned Austin Slater from Chicago would make some sense. Connor Joe is a guy you could maybe get that makes some sense. Robbie Grossman's a free agent. He would make some sense. I don't get what Canzone, Raley all on this roster do, because you saw when it was all lefties, it was easy for Okert and Hader. I mean, it's already easy for Hader, but there was just no chance with the amount of lefties. And, then if Polanco can't play, you're already playing a man down. This is where I just get the roster feels like kind of a mess, really, with that stuff. Dylan Moore was 0 for 5, 3 strikeouts. Julio was 0 for 4. Cal DH was 1 for 5, did have a nice double. Randy was 1 for 4 and walked. I don't remember the hit. I think it was in the first inning. So I guess Randy was probably the offensive player of the game. Garver did have a base hit and a stolen base. That was kind of cool. But in the biggest at bat, grounded it into a double play. Solano's looked terrible, 0 for 2. Canzone, 0 for 2. Mastroboni, 0 for 1. Listen, he did his job. He moved the runner over. Like I said, it was at the point where Miles Mastroboni pinched hit, and I went, yeah, that makes sense. Like, at least you're probably getting a better guy. I might have pinched hit Mastroboni for Garver in that 11th inning. I can't believe I'm saying that. But if he does put on the ground better speed, I don't think he would have beaten out what Garver put in play. That was hits not hard, but right to the shortstop. I don't think anybody would have beaten that out. But maybe Mastroboni makes even weaker contact, forces a play. I honest to goodness, might have put in Mastroboni to pinch hit for Garver. Like, that's how down this team feels. Raley was 1 for 5 with the RBI single. His at-bat in the 12th was atrocious. He missed 2 hanging breaking balls from Okert that I know lefty on lefty, it's tough, but he should have done something with those. Bliss was 1 for 5, did the double, but struck out 4 times. His at-bat in the 12th was awful. Good to see the double. Good to see some of those balls falling in for Ryan Bliss. JP 0 for 3. The walk JP's been atrocious. I'm about done with JP, too, to be honest. I don't, like, was good in 23, was great in 23. Bad last year, was willing to chalk it up to injuries. Again, 12 games, but man, he has been tough to watch. That stunk. Like, that was just bad. It was just bad. And the game was there for them. The game was right there for them to win it. They didn't even have to have a hit, I don't think, right? Because they hit that when Cal flew out. And I'm sorry, that 11th inning, like, again, I can forgive not getting runs against Josh Hader. I can. That's a hard task. It's like, it would be, if you were a Dodgers fan and Munoz struck out the side, would you be mad he didn't score against Andres Munoz? No, he's one of the best in the game. So is Hader. But in that 11th inning, you have got, who came in? Gusto. Now, he's pitched well this year, to be clear. I don't want to come off and say, like, oh, but like, you had Cal up with Julio on base, Cal, Randy, Garver. You have got to produce the run that inning. You have got to get that done in the 11th inning. No excuse. Cal's got to come through. I know he advanced the runner, but that's not good enough. That's fine if it's Miles Mastroboni. It's not good enough if you're Cal Raleigh. Randy walked, and that's fine. This is going to sound weird. Should never criticize anybody that reached base in an at-bat, but Randy missed a couple pitches in that at-bat. That's the one time where, like, a sac fly is better than a walk. It's rare. Usually a walk is better than anything that produces an out, but that was one where just put the ball in play. Then you've got Garver up with runners at the corners and swings and misses a 93 top shelf that was elevated for him to maybe drive into the gap or just get a sac fly. They just pounds one into the ground for the double play. That 11th inning was the worst for me. The 12th inning, like, I didn't expect Miles Mastroboni to deliver. Raley had some pitches to do something with. Bliss could have had a better at-bat, but just so frustrating. Hopefully they can win the series tomorrow. Like I said, normally when I go on these rants, they seem to, like, make me look stupid and then win the next day. And I go, hey, they won a series. Yay. Hunter Brown's really good. I don't have any faith in the Pebble. Poor Pebble. I said he looked better than Emerson Hancock. I do stand by that, but that's damning with faint praise there. So hopefully they win tomorrow. Just quick update. I will be out of town for the Rangers series. So I'll probably talk about that to start the post-game recap tomorrow. Not sure what I'm going to do. I may just have a series recap or a very, very quick cell phone video up for you guys. It may be a very quick recap. So bear with me through this weekend. Sunday, I will be in my car for about 12 hours. So that post-game recap may be Monday. Just be on the lookout for it. I think Monday's an off day too, so that might be a good time to do it. Don't let baseball get you guys down too much. Have a great night. Love you all. Like, comment, subscribe. Go Mariners. Go Mariners. Peace.